Hey there, good leader. Luke Piccini here, Chief Do-Gooder at Sponge. And yes, I'm coming to you from my floor. I sit on my meditation seat when I'm trying to get clear on things. I thought I'd just hit record from here. Got a new intention. It has been a long time since the last video. Things have changed for the Sponge. I want to bring you into the loop with that and share with you why. To start with, we've been talking a lot internally about this new label called Purpose Ready. We know there are people that are purpose-led, those that are already far on the journey, but there's so many people that are on the cusp that are making all the right decisions for the world, for their family, in their private life, but haven't connected it to business. And there was a time where I didn't know what to do. I'll take you back to the summer day in 2015, late December, and I was sitting there on my couch looking for something to watch, as you do, Saturday morning. Remember the breeze coming off the bay in my villa there in Sydney. And I hit play on this documentary because it looked watchable. It looked like I could learn something. Now, at that time, I thought I was a good guy. I was morally correct. I was making decisions that were good for my family, eating organic, shopping every week at the farmers markets, all those good things. Conscious of my health, conscious of the health of my family. So I thought I was doing everything right. This documentary, it revealed to me supply chain like I'd never seen it before. It was called The True Cost. It was about fast fashion. It showed me the devastation to ecosystems, the inequality, the injustice to people, modern slavery. It showed me the damage to rivers, to land, and for what? For shareholder return. Maximizing short-term shareholder return. I felt like a fucking hypocrite. I had tears streaming down my face. I was supporting these brands by buying them, wearing them, talking about them, helping them sell more of their stuff. Completely ignorant to supply chain. So it destroyed me. It destroyed that version of me. I made a decision in that moment that I could no longer work for brands or about profit at all costs. I could no longer buy them, I could no longer support them, which caused the implosion of the business, firing of clients, and the commitment to only work with brands that had positive intent for the world. And back in end of 2015, early 2016, that was like watching tumbleweeds roll by. Not only because the appetite wasn't there, I had the same thing. We'd had a business that was for profit purely, making decisions that were good for the back pocket, ignorant to the true cost. So we didn't know what to do, how to rebuild, what model for our business was right, how do we become a good for the world brand, what do we do? So we stumbled for quite some time. There were 18 months, a year, past that, we'd evolved, we'd learned a lot. We evolved our process because we had to communicate who we were as a good for the world brand, what that actually meant, our purpose, our values, our story, and how we need to align with brands, and how we need to help brands that were coming to us, those good for the world brands that had intent, how to help them become good for the world brands. So of course we evolved our methodology. It took time, we fumbled. In that time, well, COVID happened. We know COVID happened, and that changed how brands need to show up in the world. You couldn't just carry on as business as usual, or you found that your customers, your audience, your potential team members were just not happy, or it wasn't resonating. They needed you to be human. They needed brands to be human, have humility, to be relatable. So it's pushed that forward. It's pushed that appetite for being a good for the world brand forward, which is fantastic. And we've seen that rise. Business is going really great for us. We've evolved our product, our methodology to be quite effective for that. But we've also evolved. Last year, we redid our values, which we address on a regular basis, which led us to changing our purpose. We evolved our purpose. And it's to help all brands become good for the world. So that has just unlocked the scope of what we are about. We've rebranded from The Sponge to Sponge, And it's it drives us to evolve our offering from one-to-one, which we could only ever handle at any given time with the size of our team, a handful of clients, and be able to deliver them what they deserve. We can honor that commitment to them. So in the background, since rebranding and repurposing, we've been evolving our offering to be a one-to-many, or to have a one-for-many aspect, so that we can help many brands become good for the world, that we can build our tribe, that we can build this community that collaborates, that supports each other, that we can all learn from. And we're very excited about it. And it's been going on in the background. We're almost ready with it, but we're not quite there. And I'm a learning machine. I'm constantly listening to audiobooks, constantly evolving. And there was a very smart and effective man named Russell Brunson, whose book I listened to on the weekend, and it was a bit of a slap for me. He reminded me of something that I'd listened to and put on the back burner from Gary Vaynerchuk, who is prolific with social media. And it reminded me of what he said about document, don't create. And that he wishes that he could have gone back 10 years ago and just started documenting and sharing the process that he was going on and what he was learning. Which brings me to this. We're not ready yet, but we're in this learning and experimental phase that you could benefit from. So the new intention is to share something meaningful, something valuable, something that can help you scale with impact as we scale with impact, as we grow. So we'll be learning, we'll be experimenting, and I'll be sharing it, documenting it through YouTube, podcast potentially, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Not sure. There's not really a plan yet other than the commitment to produce weekly content. And I want you to come on that journey with us. We've got a lot of cool things going on in the parallel to this, with our humming sessions, with Good North, that if you're vibing to this, if you feel you're purpose ready or purpose led, then you've got to become part of this tribe. Follow along, feed into this, ask me questions, subscribe, get involved, learn, experiment with us, and become a good for the world brand. If you are a good for the world brand, become a better for the world brand. And yeah, just come on this journey with us. Hold me accountable. I want this to be valuable for you. I want it to be valuable for my team. We want to see 100,000 people living life to the max. And that will happen as a result of 1,000 businesses being good for the world. We believe that each business can roughly impact or change the lives of 100 people at any given time by getting things right. Hopefully more, but that's our immediate goal. I hope it resonates with you. Connect with me, share with me, again, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.